Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB or Chris, and today we're going to be using Stirling Margaritas in the Arctic, which is a mentholated soap that smells, it's kind of a citrusy, kind of like margarita, but with menthol. By the way, you know all the details on Stirling. Really good soap for the cost. It's usually like $2.30 some cents an ounce, which is absolutely terrific on the cost scale. I mean, we've talked about Stirling so much over the years. There's probably not much reason to continue to belabor the point, other than it is really great value for the money, and they offer many different things. One of my favorite companies, some of my favorite people. There's just no doubt about it. We're going to go ahead and show you the razor today, which is Double Duck razor, Satinedge, which we're going to be using today. This is straight razor shave, I believe number 15. We're going to go ahead and apply some water to the face. Now, I've heard a lot of people talking about the misting, and some people think it's absurd. I like it, and so it's one of those things, if someone likes something, you know, allow them to enjoy what they like. The benefit for me is that the water, because it's in mist form, hangs on my face. It doesn't run off. So I'm not, and when you're making a bowl lather, this, let's say, when you're putting water in it, it goes into one spot. Whereas when you're misting, it spreads the water all around. And so I'm one of those people, when I see something that I think is advantageous, I will try it. I'm not one of those folks that think I know it all, you know? And so when I see something that works, or I think there's merit to it, I try it. And if it works, I do it, you know? Because wet shaving or traditional shaving didn't start with me. It existed long before I came along. And I'm here to learn, you know, and I'm learning straight razor shaving and enjoying. But don't worry, we're still going to be DE shaving. I've just been doing these straight razor shaves to, you know, just learning phase. And so please bear with me. I want to mention, if you have not seen the fundraising video for Manny from SoCal Shave, excuse me, tongue twist, please go check that out. I made a video yesterday, and we're raising money to help and assist their family with the cost of the funeral. And I'll put a link below, not only to that video, but to the fundraiser. Plenty of people have already contributed. Artisans like Douglas Smythe has stepped up and donated a set that we're going to raffle off. I'm going to raffle off this raw shaving razor, which is no longer available. If you donate at least $5, you will be in the pool to you'll be in the pool for winnings when we raffle it. So $5 gets you an entry, and $5 for each entry. So please check that out. Also, I want to mention Richman from Richman Shaving donated a brush that will be raffled off as well. So he stepped in to help. Go check out his channel. I believe he said he's going to have a 4,000 subscriber giveaway coming up soon. So go check out that if you like. And I'm just really happy and thankful for all of your support. We really appreciate it. Being part of this community is more than just Shave Geekery. So thank you all who are contributing. We're going to begin with our double duck here today and attempt to get a great shave today. It's you know, it's a stressful time for a lot of people with this COVID, and shaving is one of those things that bring us together, you know, unlike politics and other things. So I'm so happy to be part of this community where people are so wonderful and generous. Thank you for those of you who have already contributed, and thank you for those who will. And if you cannot contribute, share it. Just share the fundraiser, and we would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. It truly does. I tell you, I've been really liking the feedback from these hollow ground razors. And this double duck is no exception. I sort of like the Sing. The feedback that it provides, just pretty awesome, I think. Very nice. In the last video that I did with the straight, you'll see that I had a couple of weepers that went away by the end of the video. And the reason for that there was a little point on the end of that I didn't see, that I was sort of digging in with. So, be careful for those sort of things if you have any sort of points on your razor. And this Stallion Edge feels great on this double duck, I gotta say. I know Anthony Esposito is not one of those microscope guys that looks at the edge, but he just has that natural ability to hone, or at least my face likes his edges. Now I'm sure everybody has their edge preference. But I'm finding his edge to be to my liking. So thank you, Stallion. I really appreciate it. He's really helped a lot of people over the years, and myself included. And we were talking to him on the phone yesterday, the inspector and I, who you've heard me mention. Now he has his own channel. Go check it out if you had not. It's called The Inspector's Den. Really big supporter of wet shaving and longtime friend. So check him out. There's really a lot of great things happening in this community right now. A lot of people are teamed up, like a lot of people are allied who maybe weren't previously, for the sake of the community and for the sake of growing the hobby. And I say, if that's your goal, then we are aligned, And so it's not about a single ego or who does the most or who gets the most views. It's about helping each other and bringing each other together. I saw that people like Dave Card had already donated from the UK, and Frank Stromberg from Wet Shaving Stuff was asking, how can they help? And I'm telling you what, this is truly what it's about. When you're a member, a member of a community like this, where people care and they're willing to jump in and help. For me, there's no better feeling than that. Not only are you helping, with people learning to shave, and they're being inspired by you and your fellow, creators and participants, viewers. I want to thank the viewers who have been commenting on these straight razor shaves. What, you have inspired me to straight razor shave. I tell you what, I've also been inspired by other people. So thank you for giving me that honor, having inspired you. But I have been inspired by a lot of people too. And, it's folks like Dave Card, I call him Diamond Dave, Maddie Lindholm, Johan from Shaving Butcher, Frank Stromberg, Rick Neiman from Loose Screw Shaving. The list goes on and on. Obviously, the Stallion. There are just so many people who have inspired me. Debbie Gonzalez, So Sharp David, Geo Fatboy. I could name people all day long. All those people have been inspirations to me in terms of, straight razor shaving. And by the way, one of the reasons I love this mister, and I realize not everybody does, again, this water sort of hangs in place. It's not running off like when I splash. You will see a little runoff, but you take the brush and quickly work it in, and it just works beautifully. And I find that it helps me get a little more moisture in my lather, which is my Achilles heel, is that I don't, because I made lather so long for DE shaving, and quite frankly, you can get away with quite a bit with DE shaving. But in this form, straight razor shaving, it needs to be hydrated and slick. Slickness beats thickness, as I think Frank says. So Frank, if you're watching, I agree. I have learned that slickness and hydration is king when it comes to this style of shaving, at least for me. So it's been a big help to me, the mister. And if you don't like the mister, then don't use it. But I'm one for giving things a chance. And so I believe you can shave in a traditional manner using modern gear and technology. We're still doing 3 passes. We're still using a straight razor here that's at least 50 years old. And so, don't poo-poo everything just because it's modern. Because if you're going to poo-poo the sprayer, then I'm going to say, are you using a balm? Are you using a fancy artisan soap? Or are you using an old vintage product? So, we can all sort of take pot shots at each other, but why should we? Just enjoy it, Very nice. I need to choke up a little bit on this, I believe. Oh, yeah. one of the things that I'm trying to be more mindful of is moving the stretch point up. And honestly, when you're not used to straight razor shaving, a lot of times you haven't been stretching. And sometimes you just forget that you really need to create flat surfaces when straight razor shaving to the degree you can. The other thing that I would recommend is, you'll see me do it, don't be afraid to hit that area again with lather if you've like rubbed it off with your finger, because sometimes my hands get in the way and I rub a little lather off. All right. So don't be afraid to re-lather. Don't be afraid to rehydrate. Whatever you do that ends up being a good shave is okay. So just definitely use care with these blades, even when setting them down. I'm telling you, you can sustain some serious cuts, so you have to respect this blade. You know, this open blade, it absolutely will cut you if you don't respect it. And sometimes it'll cut you when you do respect it. That feels great. This blade, the honing on it is absolutely terrific, and it feels really, really smooth. It's funny, this blade actually feels smoother to me than the Dovo, and it's because there was a little bit of a point where the round tip came down on that Dovo, and so this Italian gave me some advice on how to tone that down a little bit, which I will take advantage of. Ooh, I put my fingers up on that slick spot. I couldn't get any traction there. Try to remain cognizant of stretching. I forget a lot. And I'm giving you the tips that that I've learned as I've gone along. And I don't always do it perfectly. I mean, I'm nowhere near proficient. This is 15. You know, there's not a lot of straight razor shaves under my belt at this point. But I have the good fortune of having people who are very good at straight razor shaving that have guided me. And they watch these videos and they give me tips. And those tips I hope will be helpful for you as well, because they're very helpful for me. So what we try to do here is just touch up the goatee line a little bit. And I'm just using a very gentle touch. I hope everyone is doing well. This has been so far, I don't want to tempt fate by being boastful, but this has been a really smooth and nice shave. All right, that is really outstanding. The soap working perfectly. The razor edge is just phenomenal. What I'm going to do is wipe the moisture off of this razor. You don't want to get any moisture down here. So when you rinse this razor in the sink, rinse it downwards. Don't rinse it where the water runs up into the pin, because it can rust. And I'm just telling you what I have learned. And so, you know, you can certainly use your own technique, but what I do is wipe that off. I'll set it to the side where it's safe, where I'm not going to grab it by mistake and cut myself, or more importantly, knock it off the sink and break the razor, you know, because that would be worst case scenario. Okay, I'm gonna rinse. We will be right back for the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back with our Lancaster towel here. That was really a terrific shave. Man, oh man, really smooth. I even hit my face with the alum block there to see if I had any stinging going. No stinging, so everything seemed pretty good. Let me hang this up. All right, we are back, and we are with our witch hazel. I didn't notice any nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, trouble. So really nice shave that felt great. The blade was phenomenal. That is the Double Duck Satinedge, which was recently honed and sent by the Stallion. Absolutely phenomenal. Thanks, Stallion. I can't thank you enough. The Stirling Margaritas in the Arctic. Nice cooling menthol soap. It kind of smells like a margarita, but with menthol. It's nice and cold. I think they have a glacial version of this too, which is even colder if you want it. I really love Stirling soaps. You know, what more can be said other than they're fantastic. I don't think I mentioned the brush. This is the Polar Shaving G4, which I believe is probably made by Frank Shaving, if I'm not mistaken. Nice brush, handsome, I think. I like it. And of course, we had our Sea Mister, Glen Helly inspired Mister, which is working really well for me. And again, I'm open-minded. I'll try new things. We can still be traditional while trying new things. We're just going to close out with some Stirling Satsuma, just because I want to, because I love this scent. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I want to remind everybody again, please go check out the video, the fundraiser for Manny. I'll have it linked below. If you're so inclined to give, thank you. If you have already done so, thank you very much. If you can't give, share it, you know, make it known to people. We're a wonderful community, and we try to do our best to help people, and I hope you will help if you can. I can't thank those of you enough who have already donated their time, their efforts, their money. It is much appreciated. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Until next time, I want to remind you, it's your shave, do it your way, even if you're using a mister. Until next time, I've been your CDB, and I'm saying God bless.